guys, it is Mary,
And Amma.
and today we are back with another review of Christine's book. Today we are going to be talking about chapter 29, and the title of this chapter was called I Could Move Here.
Yes, so this is all about Flagstaff, you all. So at this point, Aspen has gotten married. December 2019. Aspen, was it December 2019 or December 2018? December 2018. Aspen got married. Kids are doing well in school. They are thriving. The ones who are not in college are looking forward to college in Vegas so they can enjoy that in tuition fees, which we know is much better than that out-of-state tuition fee. She wanted her kids desperately to be close to Kody, to their dad. And so she decided that she was going to put away her anger, her despair, her jealousy. All right. Now, here comes Kody out of the clear blue sky. He's like, okay, now she's like, look, Oakland Raiders, the NFL team, is moving to Vegas, and Kody is very worried about the traffic and Vegas having the kids safe. And so he's like, we need to move. I don't care where we move to, but it is not safe anymore in Vegas. And not only are we going to be safe, but we will be better financially as a family if we move. So it seemed to her like, as a family, at the exclusion of Mary Janelle and herself, the decision had been made that the family was going to move. I know.
Move because
It
of a
didn't make any
football
sense.
team. That's dumb.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he's thinking traffic, there's going to be people from other states coming to see the Raiders play, I guess. I mean, I will travel if there was a b-ball team close by. I mean, but that's for basketball. I don't know anything about the NFL, but apart from the fact that they're a football team.
Yeah, but
apart from the fact that, it's a sports.
Yeah, but to move a whole entire polygamous family of like 50 damn people is crazy. Because of traffic.
It is. 15. I love the way you be adding your numbers. 15. So, but her kids were thriving. Janelle's kids were thriving. They were doing great. Teachers, fine, everything. And here is Kody, like, Mary Janelle and yourself, don't care what you think. The decision has been made. She was furious. And I remember those days on the couch. I remember those days. Robin looked smug as hell. Do you remember Robin those days?
I do.
She looked so smug as Janelle, Christine, even Mary had this confused look on their face like, I mean, what's better than this cul-de-sac? Like, we are like financially independent, the women like more independent, I'm sure. And she said Janelle was very independent. She was doing things without asking Kody. I mean, she will leave Kody behind. If he didn't want to go, she didn't care. She will go do things out with the kids. And Janelle was actually thinking, she suggested, I will stay behind with the kids. You all can move. I will stay here. For those who are here doing college, I can stay here with the kids. But Christina that time, and this is when I think that Christina made her mistake. Because if she had lent her voice with Janelle's and said, I will stay also with Janelle, they probably maybe will not have moved then. But at the time, Christine desperately wanted her kids to be close to Kody. She also wanted to be a team player. She felt as though this was the kids' last chance to be close to their dad. And so she just went along to get along.
Yeah.
And at first, I said that Kody didn't care where they moved. So he said. But then he starts mentioning Flagstaff. And then on her birthday, like a douchebag, he takes her to Flagstaff on her birthday to see Flagstaff. Okay?
That's romantic.
And I think that's where he says she heard the angels or some nonsense.
Yeah.
Anyhow, she said that she thought, look, we had gone on TV to show the world that we were special.
Right.
And she wanted to feel like she wanted her family to feel special again. And she felt like Flagstaff Coyote Pass could be the reset that they needed.
Yeah.
And so she saw Coyote Pass as the solution to get her family back. That maybe Kody now finally wanted to be part of this family.
Right.
Christine, when a man checks out, he checks out. He checks out all the way.
Right.
But she was thinking, she had her little rose petal glasses on, and she's thinking, you are going to realize how incredible your kids are, and you will want to be part of their lives again. Okay, Christine.
If he hadn't
Okay.
seen it before, I don't think he would have seen it now.
No. So Kody talks to Mary about this being a new start for their relationship. She buys it hook, line, and sinker. Janelle, when she went to see this land, Janelle loves the land. She loves the land. This is her kind of thing. And of course, that's what she's doing now in North Carolina. So 2018 was really the women looking to Kody's and Kody's promise of this reset that they're going to have when they get to Flagstaff. Of course, when she tells her kids, especially Aspen, who had just gotten married December of 2018, Aspen was heartbroken. A month after they move to Flagstaff, this is when the OGs learn that Dayton was actually accepted to a Flagstaff university called Northern Arizona University. Christine was furious because she realized this is why they moved. They moved so Robin could be closer to her son while she was pulled away from her kids who were in college in Vegas. And of course, Aspen had married and she was there in Vegas too. And so she realized that he brought them to Flagstaff under false pretenses, and so did the other women. And so she was like, okay, I got to get a place. So she bought a home there so that if ever she got to go, not that she was thinking about that, but at least having a house, owning a home is an asset. And so she can always, sell it once they move onto Coyote Pass.
Yeah.
Then, of course, here comes Kody's next big idea. We all got to be in one big house, which she saw as a trap. I never knew why she didn't want it. I thought because she just had a hard time in Lehigh, but she said she actually saw the big house as a trap because then she will never be independent again. I will go a little further and I will add that that big house to me represents Kody needing there to be that chaos among the wives so that he can continue to kind of have this dissension among them, and they will never really be thinking about leaving him or getting even more independent because they'll be so wrapped up in that chaos and fighting each other.
Yeah.
So that was his thing about having the big house. Which also didn't make sense because remember he wanted that private room she was talking about. That Kody wanted his private room. But the stuff that we did not know about, not only did he want a private room in the house, he also wanted to build a cabin for himself outside of the family home. And so she was like,
I think with Kody, like he really just was trying to cover up the fact that the wives were onto him about the fact that they were moving for Robin. So he tried to make this grandiose plan to kind of cover up his true intentions. Same thing he did with Mary when he said, "Oh, divorce me and we're going to have a great relationship." Like he always lies and try to give this grand plan that might be amazing or might be crappy to kind of cover up what he's really doing, which is 99% of the time something for Robin. But he's trying to cover it up as if it's something that he's doing for them.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it was when he talks about he wanted a cabin for himself so he can have some alone time outside of the home that she realized, he also doesn't even like this idea of being in a big house because then why do you need this cabin? And so she stood at that point, she stood her ground. against Kody and just said no. Because he wanted to know why. Why don't you want this house? And she's like, no, it's a step backward.
She
And
should
I
have.
wouldn't have anything in my name.
She would
I
have
wouldn't have
called.
anything in my name.
She should have called him out too in front of everybody. Say, you don't even want this. Because why do you need a separate house?
Yeah,
Called
yeah.
him
She
out
didn't
on
call him
TV.
out, but she did let him know that, because he asked her. He asked her because she had stood her ground so firmly, like, no, Kody, I'm not doing it. And she's like, I wouldn't have anything in my name.
Right.
So, and she said about the family's budget. She said everyone had like a monthly budget. Only um, when they went beyond their monthly budget, only then do they need to ask Kody and the family's permission to take out more money. However, Kody, according to Janelle, what Janelle told her, Kody was taking out large sums of money from the family fund and did not tell anyone, did not ask anybody's permission, did not tell anyone. Janelle didn't know where the money was going to. And it horrified Janelle. And Christine was like, she didn't want to go back to those days where Kody did not have enough for groceries, but he has enough for a sports car or a diamond for Robin's ring. She didn't want
Right.
to go back to them days. And she began to take Janelle's example of just doing things with the kids. Invite Kody. If he comes, fine. If he doesn't, fine. Because she even preferred when he did not come with them because he was too dramatic. He needed extra running shoes. He needed the right kind of food. He needed to be back on time to kiss Robin's kids. So sometimes it was just best not going with him, but she always invited him and he always said no.
Wow.
So she was becoming more independent. The other thing she stopped doing, she stopped lying to the kids about Kody. When they will ask in the past, when they'll ask, oh, is dad coming? She'll be like, oh, he wishes he can be with us, but he can't. She'll make excuses for him. Well, she stopped doing that. She just told them, look, yeah, he can't come, but we can go without him and we can do XYZ without him. And no, I don't know when he's going to come back. So she just started to keep it real with him, which is I remember my mom telling me, stop lying to your kids.
Yeah, I remember that too because you were doing the
Make it
same
up
thing with us
scary.
with dad.
I don't know why we do that. I don't know why we do that as women. And she was just like, she's like, when I was having issues with your dad, I never lied to you kids. So don't do that. You can be silent if you don't want to, say anything bad. You can be silent, but don't lie to your kids. So that was that was grandma's advice. Anyway, she said that finally Kody did come with them for a kayaking trip, and she did talk about that. I think in one episode, Kody finally came on a kayaking trip with them on Father's Day, and he wore jeans, did not get into the water, just stood at the beach watching them for 1 hour, and then was like, he gotta go. And the
Crazy.
kids felt the worst. They felt the worst. And if you know anything about daughters, like, I mean, that is more of a rejection to them than not showing up. And at least they can make up a story in their mind why you are not there.
You right?
But it's horrible when you come only to leave and in that way and not even take part in anything that they are doing in the fun activity that they are having. Like you're there rejecting them to their face. It's horrible.
It is horrible.
So she was like, in these moments she began to see the real possibility of leaving Kody. And that's where chapter 29 ends.
Yes, y'all.
Don't
But
forget to subscribe.
yes, and leave a comment down below and let us know what you guys thought of this very juicy chapter and Kody being a thief with the money.
I love that. Yes, that was a thief.
Yes. Bye,
Doing
y'all.
some thieving.